Hang on.
How about them Royals?
How about the Royals? Hello, welcome to the vlog, brought to you by Falco Creative. Katie Hennon up in the corner. Hello, Katie.
Back to the corner thing. Although we did decide, because I wasn't sure exactly how the first one would record, that we actually are like in a 4-box.
Yeah, that's nice.
So
Kyle Haas, trusted producer.
Yeah, I mean, Leif, I don't know if I'm in that box. Like, it depends.
You are on my screen, so that's the only thing that matters to me.
Jesus.
And Nick Jacobs. Nick Jacobs making maybe is this a premiere of Jacobs on the vlog?
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea. When was the last one? When was the series finale of that? I don't remember.
4 years ago.
Jacobs, we have a lot to cover with you, but first of all, I have to say, the great Chiefs producer, great Chiefs content, but introducing me to Q39 Barbecue might be your greatest contribution in television. So we just had it the other night, and it's still as good as advertised. So thank you for that.
Are you going to the original one or the Overland Park one now?
We're in Overland Park because that's nearby, but it's awful good.
Wait,
what did you get?
Park?
Yeah, they have one there. Yeah, they put it where Haywards or Hayes Barbecue used to be down there. So they got 2 of them. They're big time now.
Jacobs, you might have the geographical and topographical map of all barbecue restaurants in the Kansas City metropolitan area. You're like, no, you're not going to want to take that route at this hour. You're going to want to take the back roads.
I like how Leif brought that up as I'm wearing a Joe's KC hat because it's the only non-sports
I didn't notice. It is good. Okay, so before we get into any other kind of material, first of all, we have to know you're kind of the connoisseur of what's open now and what's good right now. So give me a top 5. Give me a top 5 right now. Coronavirus stops for Nick Jacobs.
When Cupini's opens back up on May 1st, I'll be going back to that.
Which one?
Cupini's, the Italian. It's sort of Italian. They make their noodles fresh. So I'll be getting that here, and when that opens up on May 1st again. They've been closed for a little bit. So that'll be one. Gus's Fried Chicken, hit that up over in KCK. Joe's Kansas City on occasion, only once. You can't get too much of the Corona, So you gotta space that stuff out. Minsky's Gourmet, that's another one. But everything's kind of based on what's around the world.
Fair enough. All good. I haven't tried any of those,
but
but based on your previous suggestions, we're gonna give it a shot.
And you notice he bounced cuisine options around. If you want barbecue, this is what you want. You want fried chicken, this is your option. Again, we're going to dive into Jacobs's Rain Man-esque ability of knowing NFL prospects and where the Chiefs' current cap numbers sit at. But his food recommendations maybe have gotten even better in the last 4 years since we were all together.
I was about to say, I haven't even heard of some of the places, and I didn't know that there was a Q39 in Overland Park. I've been gone way too long, I guess. Jacobs, do I know the answer to this? What is your favorite barbecue, though, in Kansas City? I think it's Jack Stack. Am I wrong?
I don't have a favorite barbecue. I have favorite things I order at each barbecue spot.
Okay.
So if you want Gates is because it's got the thick cut of the rib. That's the key thing there in their potato salad, and then also their macaroni salad. That's why you're going there unless you're Leif and you want the beef on bun, which I know Leif always used
beef
to
on
get.
bun. Can't go wrong with beef on bun.
These are facts.
And then Q39, they have the most tender burnt ends and sliced brisket. A little bit more on the expensive side, but that's kind of the wheelhouse on that one. Joe's has the best seasoning for their fries and ribs. And then Jack Stack has the best sides. And as Kyle introduced me to, their chicken wings, which I have frequented a great deal because they have hickory that permeates through to the meat, and that's what sets it apart.
Their cheesy corn is just the best. Love their cheese.
You can get it at Price Chopper now. They have Jack Stack has everything at Price Chopper now.
What?
Well, the coronavirus is what, COVID-19, as it's properly called.
SARS-CoV-2, I think, is preferred.
That is the next level technical, yes. So
You can tell who's still working in news and who's not.
I feel like we went to Jack Stack a few times because it was pretty close to the office. It was one of those like where we would just leave and just go to lunch for an hour and a half, and that was totally normal.
Metro Sports was like 30 minutes away or 25 minutes away from like almost every Jack Stack. Because like the one that had,
Plaza, right?
yeah, that was close. I mean, that was no more than 25 minutes because you had the one on the plaza that Charlie and I took Jacobs to. And then Falco, you and I also went there during the All-Star game when you came down in 12 when you were in Lincoln.
Yes.
Then you had the one in Martin City. You had the one off 95th Street. So yeah, Jack Stack was like you were always close to one, no matter where you were in the city, if you had the time to sit down at it. But yeah, no, we would all. I mean, sometimes at Metro Sports, it was you have sometimes like leisurely. Hey, we got to wait for like Royals playing the Mariners, so take yourself a nice 2-hour dinner break, or eat your sandwich over your desk. Well, Leif had like a pork chop that his wife had cooked him in a full menu. Leif's dinners and lunches are legendary, like wrapped up in Tupperware, or like you eat that over your keyboard and get like crumbs in your editing keyboard.
I would pull out a Red Bull and gummy bears, and Leif would pull out like a full-on steak. He'd be like, you want some gummy bears?
Once or twice. One time I ate dinner in front of John Dennison, and Laura had made a steak, and there were just 2 shrimp left over from something. He goes, "Oh, he's got the turf and the surf. He got the surf and turf. Look at." That's not a very good Dennison, by the way.
You're rusty.
Yeah. So Falco, when was the last time you had barbecue? Not the Minnesota stuff, the real stuff.
Probably January. I think we had it for my dad's 70th birthday party. But the Joe Novacek, who I'm sure will be making an appearance on here soon, they just sent me some Joe sauce and some Jack Stack sauce. So I'm set. They actually do sell Gates here in the grocery stores at Hy-Vee. So I can't find Gates here, but he did send me a nice little care package that included both of those.
Adorbs.
I know, right? So sweet.
So do we get down to the Chiefs draft? Should we get business out of the way, Jacobs? What do you think of the Chiefs draft?
I mean, they did what they needed to. They got the running back that fans are furious about in my mentions, but that's what they needed to get if they were going to be a generational offense again. That's what they had to do because if they want to get another Super Bowl, if they can actually play this year, that's going to be one of their ways to get that done. What are people commenting? What are people saying?
The hate.
The value of taking a running back in the first round versus taking them in the second or third, which at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. If you win a Super Bowl, it's oh wait, they just won one. So if they win another one, that's cool. Who cares?
Are they yelling at you specifically on Twitter?
No. Well, I mean, some of them did when I said running back was their top priority, but you just get used to that at some point. So.
I actually like that they kind of doubled down on offense. People think their offense is good enough. No, it's not. We're gonna add another weapon here. Now watch us. I actually think that's brilliant.
I liked how Tyrann Mathieu said on Twitter. He's like, you don't invest in J.P. Morgan's friends. You invest in J.P. Morgan. So he's like, whatever Patrick Mahomes wants, let's go get him.
I saw the tweet I liked was, "You fools! You gave Mahomes another gun," and when it's like, yeah. Yeah, they have another weapon to do whatever they want. Now guard them with the 4x4, like the fastest 4x1, 4x4 team in professional football.
Yeah, they just didn't have a good running back underneath after Kareem's career went sideways with his incidents. So after that happened, I mean, you just needed to replace that, and they finally admitted that as an organization that this probably was their opportunity to do that. Otherwise, they don't draft him in the first round.
Jacobs, what are the odds we see the NFL start on time?
I don't know. I'll let you know in August. I mean, things change every week. So
as long as I've known you, you were a germaphobe. At what point in your life did that become a thing? Because I do think after this, a lot of people obviously are going to have some severe germ anxiety, understandably. So was there something that made you that way?
No, I have no idea. I just know I don't know, when I was in 7th grade, my niece wanted to drink out of my thing, and she did, and I was like, yeah, that's your drink for the rest of the time. I don't know. That's not happening anymore. So you can keep that. And even if I had kids, I would do the same thing. That would become their drink at that point. We're not going down that road. So I don't know. Sometime before 7th grade, but as I always say in the podcast, paranoia equals prepared. So you just got to be prepared all the time through paranoia.
Update everybody on what you've been up to, what you're up to now as now like a supreme voice. You really needed to leave Metro Sports for your Chiefs voice to be heard in volume.
I don't know. I wouldn't go crazy. If I'd stayed working, if I'd continued to write for Rod Pride, that probably would have. Who knows what that would have done? But no, I just edit house fires, water main breaks, whatever you need. You just let me know, and I edit the news for you, and then occasionally write some articles for the website and do a podcast. So
yeah, Pimp Your Podcast, 4th and 1 podcast, the premier place for Chiefs content.
Where can people find it? Fill everybody in.
Thanks, Katie. If you would like to listen to Chiefs coverage when you're not checking out the vlog, you go to Apple or Spotify or Google or kshb.com, and it's all those places. It's all over the place.
Leif, did you write that down?
I got it. I'm the last guy on earth who still listens to it in the browser, right? I don't have a Spotify or anything. I just like pop it on and listen.
What type of phone do you have now, Leif?
I got the latest here, whatever that is.
The latest.
The latest.
Is it an iPhone? Is it an Android?
No, it's an Android.
Leif, you actually watch TV? I thought you just spent your time with like a chair set up watching the squirrels on the back porch for most of the day.
I haven't shared this with you guys, but we have a duck now. We have a duck. We have a duck.
Like a pet duck, or just a duck that's waddling around your backyard?
A duck that has built a nest in our bushes out in front of the front door, because nobody uses the front door anymore. So the mother hen has got 8 eggs out there right now.
Oh my gosh, that's a vlog post. That's vlog.
I know.
That's content, Leaf.
Yes, when they hatch. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. It's like the caterpillars all over.
This is a wildlife edition. So the squirrels are still okay, but now we've got a duck out here, so it's kind of.
I just want to see you post videos of them every day, just the wildlife at your house. That's what I've been waiting for, and I don't see it on Facebook ever.
I know. I sometimes I think people get the wrong impression if you post too many things on Facebook about like they may think that
what
you're
impression
in life and you just sit around in your room watching the squirrels. There's more to life than that, actually. I mean, I do get out a little bit more than that. But the squirrels have beaten a path. I'll show you. It looks like a mini bike path from the trees to our patio where the peanuts are, and they run the same path back and forth. It's like having a 15-year-old running a mini bike back and forth over it. And they've worn a path in my lawn. So I will share that with you. I'll show you that, and I'll get you pictures of the duck too.
Have you named the squirrels yet, or the duck?
The squirrels have had names for a long time. There's Scaredy Squirrel. There's Skinny Squirrel. There's Jumpy. I mean, we've got the Big Red. I mean, we've got the squirrels. We've got the squirrels named.
Mustache.
I don't have a name for the duck yet. I don't have a name for the duck. Already, you're getting the wrong impression, aren't you? You're thinking that's like to sit around here and talk to the animals.
And you don't wear pants. He did confirm that he hasn't worn pants in apparently like 4 years.
No, I got jams on right now.
Lisec after dark.
No, we're recording this.
It's off the rails.
Speaking of the rails, let me try to steer this back on. Jacobs, in some like, what's your opinion of Colquitt's departure by Chiefs management? How do you feel about that? Was that the right move?
Well, you knew that was going to happen whenever they signed that punter Newsome from Notre Dame, who could kick it 71 yards without really much effort. And then when they signed that undrafted free agent out of Florida this weekend, you knew either he was retiring or something was going to happen here in the next week. And then 2 days later, it went down. So, yeah, I don't know. I tried to reach out, still waiting to hear back from him. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
All right.
Did we
Leif,
talk about?
you were pretty good with him, right? Did
Yeah.
you do a locker room show with him?
We did. We went through some really, really lean years with the Chiefs. But I'll tell you what, he is the
Leif's
best guy.
talking about the winning, not the people.
No, I'm talking about when we did that show. There were some bad years, and I mean, he went above and beyond, making sure there was a guest every week and a good guest, and somebody to talk football with. I'll tell you, when Patrick Surtain did that show with me for I think one season. At one point, we had the Chiefs' unofficial barber on one of our shows. It got that bad. But Dustin always made sure that there was a good guest on, and just one of my favorite guys of all time in Kansas City sports. I think the world of him. So I hope if he wants to kick some more, I hope he gets another chance. But I'm going to miss him because he's truly a good guy. I feel like we should get some sort of cleanliness tip from Jacobs. Like what's your go-to tip to get you through the coronavirus? What do you do to stay safe?
This is a terrible question for you to ask because it's going to go 5 minutes long now.
That's all right. We got it.
The more the merrier.
Hashtag content.
First thing I always did beforehand, but it's not anything different for me personally, which is, I don't know, like you talking about the squirrel thing. That may be me with cleanliness. No, I mean, for me personally, obviously, when I get in the vehicle before I'm going to drive, I always use hand sanitizer whenever I get in and get out of the vehicle. Then soap-wise, I always I'd make sure it's lathered in soap, my hands, so that every single part of my hands had it all the way up to past my wrist, and do that for 20 seconds, maybe 30.
You sing a song, or you count it in your head?
No, I used to count it in my head, but I've got a pretty good feel at this point for that. So I don't really need to do the counting anymore. So it's probably it might be 30 seconds for all I know. Then I always use hand sanitizer. I mean the disinfectant wipes, but those are hard to find right now. So I had to go meet a guy down the street to see if I could get a 75 wipe canister. So no, and I'm at the point now where I'm buying hand sanitizer that used to be vodka bottles that local companies are selling from their distillery. So that's kind of where I'm at. So I'm going to openly admit I got about 6 of them right now. You got to be prepared. Remember, paranoia equals prepared. So you do all those things, you'll be all right. And then I bought some cloth masks just for grocery store purposes. So we'll see how it works out.
And that's a fun fact about you, that you've never been on a plane. Has that changed in the last 4 years? And do germs have something to do with that?
I mean, I don't like being around recycled air, and if I ever did have to go on a plane, it's definitely going to be wearing a mask. But yes, never flown on a plane before. I don't know what's west of Lawrence, Kansas, but I've heard nice things and seen stuff on the movies and on the interwebs and some of the Travel Channel.
Do your directions. What's the farthest north, south, east, west? So west is Lawrence.
Yeah, west is Lawrence. South is Lake of the Ozarks. East is Indianapolis, Indiana, only because of the Combine and Chiefs playoff game. So that's like 4 times. And then north would be Waterloo, Iowa, for a football game that I played in.
What's the restaurant in Indianapolis that you love?
Leif was the one who recommended it.
Oh.
It was St. Elmo's in Indianapolis. And then they have a really good place that Dave Stewart and I went when we went a couple times. It's called Ira's Italian restaurant there. That was a good place there, too.
Jacobs, were you a fan of the vlog, or were you one of the ones that was not a fan of the vlog?
What?
No, I like the vlog because I don't like reading. So I enjoy seeing actual experiences and things of that nature. So especially during this time and era right now, it'd be phenomenal to have those experiences. So I feel like you should literally put all those up online so people at home can watch them. And you guys will be YouTube stars, just like the lady with her dog that has like 2 million people that follow her. It'll get you guys some free stuff or something, probably. Come on, Leif. I know you want to.
I need some free stuff.
I'm
just wondering, is that a diploma hanging in your back? What are you hanging back there in the back of your wall, Jacobs?
What?
What's on the back of your wall there? Is that a diploma of some sort?
No, it's not. It's not anything. It fell off a truck. Don't worry about it.
You don't look at that.
It fell off a truck. Don't worry about it.
What's in the box on your bed? I've been curious this whole time.
You've been curious what's in the box? The shower, they put in a new shower, so I haven't done anything with anything that's in this room right now.
Yeah, just been curious.
Do you want me to show you what's in the box?
No, I
I want to
don't
know what's on the certificate.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
What's in the
It's
box?
literally it's got some vitamins and Listerine. I'm not kidding you.
Fair enough.
And I think we were getting cut out when I asked Jacob's favorite or some of your favorite Metro Sports memories.
Yeah, I would. The one that always will come to mind going forward, given our last month there, the Leaf. I think you spelled it license too. I think you spelled it the Leif Lisec Memorial Microwave. You didn't even want to take the microwave home with you. You're just like, I'm just gonna leave it here for everybody. And you had the poor photoshopped head on a tiny little body. So the picture. I still have that picture on my phone. It's still it was a funny memory in a very sad time.
Wait, you brought that microwave?
Just the background, that came out of my house, which I bought when I bought that house. So the microwave is at least 25 years old. I'm sure it's leaking radiation at this point. It's a white microwave that I brought after we moved into this house, and we didn't. Kyle's got it.
Just looking at my his head.
I didn't do very good on the hair crop. So our former consultant and later boss, the first time he met me, called me Lisec. So it became the Lisec Memorial Microwave, and I left it there after we left, just as kind of a tribute to all of us. Never forget.
How did I not know that you gave that microwave to us? I had no clue.
Oh yeah.
In all
Okay,
fairness,
but
I had no idea. I had no idea until that day when you put that up.
And I wasn't there. That makes sense.
One of those secrets in the company you don't find out till the last month.
Some of the numbers are off of it now, so you're either warming something up for 11 minutes 11 seconds or 1 minute 11 seconds. It's kind of a jackpot.
I mean, you use that microwave the most because you brought in food from home the most.
Right. That's right.
So it kind of makes sense that you would supply it.
I bet it's one of the last things still standing there right now.
It might still be there.
I think I went through there in the fall as I was dropping something off, and I don't remember seeing it. So maybe it's in like Eric's cubby. I mean, or Joe. Maybe Joe has it. I could see.
I was gonna text Joe right now.
Okay.
Joe commandeers it, and it's in the Novacek garage. Which
Good. I hope it finds a home. What's our favorite memory, Jacobs?
It's a constant one. I don't know if it's a favorite memory for you, but I know anytime you would go in the Chiefs locker room with me and you would tell me, Nick, I will literally talk to anybody, but not the long snapper that you keep wanting to take me to. But the long snapper is literally one of the three people that was in there. And Thomas Gafford was a phenomenal man who was always willing to talk to us. And so was James Winchester, who's still on the team. They were always willing to talk to us because all the players had meetings and stuff. And the show we were doing at the time, we needed to get 20 minutes of content, and Leif's like, yeah, no, I don't want to talk to the long snapper. And I'm like, Leif, we got to fill 20 minutes for this uncut show.
I thought about you at the Super Bowl. At the Super Bowl, they brought every player into a ballroom for an hour, and it was just open season. We had actually more access at the Super Bowl than you have during the week. It was crazy. I thought of you many times. Because yes, you go to the Chiefs locker room and there were three guys sitting there waiting, and that was it. So, yes, I do. That was. And
you always refused to talk to the long snapper, and that Chiefs uncut every time you were with me and didn't want to talk to the long snapper. It was always 8 minutes with it being recycled 2 more times because Leif didn't want to talk to the long snapper and get a couple questions that would fill the show. Leif.
That was actually kind of a joke that we'll talk to anybody but the long snapper. But yeah, actually, I think we did. So.
I love the time when I was talking to Rakeem Nunez Roches when he was still there, and I think I was with Rachel during that one, and he gave the game plan away when they were playing the Colts that week. Like we're like, hey, what do you think of the offensive line? And and he literally told everything that they struggled against and what they were going to do and how they were going to attack it. And then I remember when I brought it back and you listened to it, you're like, we're leading with that tonight. We're running that. And then Bill Moss's face whenever we played that soundbite, and he's just like, oh my goodness, did he literally just say all that?
Pretty sure Nacho didn't get to speak to the media much more after that.
Yeah, that was one of his final times, and then he moved on to Tampa. He moved on to better things, as Leif and you guys have been calling it on the show here.
Good memories, Jacob. I'm so glad to catch up with you, and it's so good to see you. Will you come back and visit us again on the vlog?
Yeah, no, I'm open anytime except Saturdays and Sundays. I have to work till 11, so can't. You'll be asleep by then. You got to wake up early to see those squirrels.
I go to bed early. This is way past my bedtime right now. Way past my bedtime.
Joe Novacek did respond, and the Leif Lisec Memorial Microwave is still there, and he said that he uses it daily.
We've had this conversation. I don't know if it was on the last one or if we've had it off camera, whatever. Was Schaefer pro vlog or anti vlog? We'll get your answer, and then hopefully whenever he's on, we'll get the real answer from him.
I know he was. Well, I mean, he was on that one with you for the water raft one. So I mean, he was open to it, and I think he wanted to count that. He wanted to count that one in his blog. But I remember Dave was not thrilled that you guys were doing a video each week.
The vlog had a lot of freedom, and I'm 90% sure that Mick did not like the vlogs. I remember the donut one. He was like, "Did you guys literally just put a GoPro in your car and go get donuts and you're going to call it good?" I'm like, yeah. Like, I wouldn't be.
I still remember that. You guys went to Quick Trip and you were going to what? The Dunkin' Donuts. It was literally just less than 2 miles from it. And
we couldn't find it. Yeah, that was a problem.
I got us lost. And then we had to call Mick for directions, and he was so annoyed that we called him.
And then, didn't you guys play golf one? Like, what are the episodes? I'm telling you, all of them need to be put on YouTube. And they were on Facebook at one point.
I think
you need to put them all on YouTube. You got to put them all on YouTube. I'm telling you, put them all on there. That's your guys' gift to me, is to be able to watch those anytime I want. Except, I don't know if you can put the track one on or not when you.
We talked about it, and the last one I showed just a short clip right before maybe I got sick on camera, and then I cut off of it. But I think maybe we could have Joe and Eric on together, and then we could maybe show a little bit more of it. I feel like I might have to have their approval in Collins before I just have people tucking beers out there on the interwebs for everybody to see.
That's true. I did Colin. I'm not so worried. I'm so worried about Joe and Eric, but Eric. Colin, yeah. Colin probably has a very prestigious career to keep maintaining. Where can I find these? I would like to promote these.
No, we're just recording them. This is just Katie's personal file.
She watches
entertainment. I guess I should put them out there. I guess for people to see.
As a certain football coach said, I just record this for myself, right? Is that what you guys do?
Leif, because of you, I still call it the tweeter to people, because that's right. What you always called it. You're like, you gonna put it out there in the tweeter?
Oh yeah, I could put it on Twitter. That's great. Twitter is a great idea.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Somebody YouTube.
People are clamoring for it.
Tampa.
I think so.
I'm not kidding you, Leif. Like, I think you guys will be surprised at the views that some of the stuff will do if you put it on YouTube.
And then once we can actually be together, we can go back to the old way of doing the vlog. We had a lot of ideas before I moved.
What were some of the ideas? I'm curious to hear them right now.
We were going to do cooking with my grandma, right? Making cookies.
Yep.
We had a lot of ideas.
So many things to do. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll have to revisit that list.
All right.
You'll have to do a massive happy hour with 30 people from Metro.
Oh, man.
Oh, that could be our final Zoom vlog. Have everybody on at once. That would be chaotic and wonderful.
Certain people having it like turn like this. No, it's good.
That's Corey, I'm sure. Yeah, if you're lucky.
And
All right, say goodnight, Jacobs.
Send us some
All right.
videos. Bye,
Until
Jacob.
next time, I bid you
Great
adieu.
internet.
Thank you. Until next time, I bid you adieu.
Kyle, good night.
Hi, Grandpa.
Good night.
Katie, see you next time.
See you next time.
That's hot.